Thank you, Barbara. We can cue the music.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampoline.
Okay,
The
thank you.
Hendersons will all be there.
I want to welcome you to our conference. Our subject is entertainment, and as most of you know, the song that you just heard a little portion of is Bean for the Benefit of Mr. Kite from the Beatles' 1967 album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It begins, for the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight. Mr. Kite is William Kite, a 19th century circus performer, a tightrope walker and riding master who was in Pablo Fanck's circus from 1843 to 1845. A broadside of this circus, which you can see up on the screen, featuring Mr. Kite, was the inspiration for the song and some of its lyrics. So we see here how circus ephemera arcs into rock and roll, and I think it is apt to recognize this because our first speaker will entertain you with circus ephemera, and towards the end of our program on Saturday night, the curator of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as Barbara just told you, will regale us with ephemera from that musical genre. Oops. I'm going to switch a little bit here and talk about a beautiful tribute to the power of entertainment ephemera that was recently in the New York Times. Currently, the Morgan Library has an exhibition of the rough drafts, scripts, programs, and notebooks, and correspondence, sketches of sets of Tennessee Williams. In other words, ephemera. The article writer, and if you want to read along with me, this is kind of a long, sort of highfalutin quote, but I think it's important to think about. The article writer describes this ephemera as the living flux that is theater reduced to two dimensions. But wait, he realizes that these materials are not dead documents. They take us back to a time when the creative process was ongoing, and the preserved ephemera gives us a startling glimpse of that. He said, "Look closer," the author tells us, "at the framed pages on display, and a fraught and excited dialogue surfaces, reminding us that what is now archival was once trembling potential. Pencil notations on the rough drafts show a writer still sculpting and shaving material that in its finished form has acquired the solidity of sacred texts in a canon. But how fungible they once were, names and characters and stories still swirling before, settling into the shapes of posterity, and how different they might have been. The typewritten text for the late addition to the Glass Menagerie, its concluding scene, offers a much-quoted benediction from its narrator, Tom, to his sister, "Blow out your candles, Laura." These are not, however, the play's last words. They are, "and so goodbye." And we can see here that this curtain-closing farewell has been penciled in not by Tennessee Williams, but by the producer of the original production of the Glass Menagerie, Margot Jones. In the case of Mr. Kite, ephemera instills the creative process, and in the case of the Tennessee Williams exhibition, we can distill from ephemera the creative process. And this creative process is the soul of entertainment itself. At least I'm going to suggest that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the show.